Travelers, did you watch? Did you stay up last night to watch the Horizons presentation at D23? Well, I know I did, and I was a little confused. So come along, and let's get into it. Travelers, today we're going to talk about Horizons presentation last night at D23, Saturday night. It is Sunday morning when I'm filming this. I stayed up late to watch the presentation of the Horizons D23. More of a spectacle, more of a show. I thought I'd get more announcements, but anyway, we'll get into that. There were a lot of announcements, and some of them I was surprised by. Some of them we already knew what was coming, but there were a lot of things that I thought would happen that did not happen at all. So on today, we're going to talk about that. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. Yep, I got me a cup of coffee. We didn't get no up announcements. We should have got some up announcements, you know. Such a great movie. This is the cherry chocolate chunk that Jeffrey sent me, who I was texting all night during the presentation. So I'm going to be all over the place because I'm just going to try to remember everything. I don't have a script or anything. You know me. But started off with Neil Patrick Harris coming out. It was a carousel of progress kind of presentation. Did it in 4 segments, which I thought was kind of cute. A lot of off cues with the band and stuff like that. But you know what? You're in an arena trying to do a presentation. I can understand. That's going to happen. One of the first things that we learned is they're fixing the Yeti. Okay, they're fixing the Yeti. Is that such a major issue? I'm sorry. I'll be that guy. I didn't have a problem with the Yeti. Keep the lights on him. I don't care. Call him Disco Yeti. Use those resources somewhere else. I don't need the Yeti to sweep down on me. Still look like it. Most people close their eyes anyway. And the majority of things and the majority of people don't even ride Everest to see the Yeti. So they're fixing the Yeti, which that's good. They're fixing it. But how long will that mean the ride will be down? How long? How are they fixing it? And when are they fixing it? I think that was the biggest theme of the whole night for me and Jeffrey as we watched and texted back and forth. Where's the dates? When's it opening? I think we've got 2 confirmed dates. Monstropolis, the front part, not the ride, but the front part, is opening in 2027, which we're really excited about. And that was the other thing. Like I said, I'm going to be all over the place. I didn't know it was such a big deal to have Harrison Ford's actual face on the mannequin, because you go by so quick out in California. I wouldn't known. That's another resource we could have used somewhere else. So we got that coming. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, all the artwork looks incredible. And I think that's what gets everybody excited is the artwork. We got a lot of names for the areas, which I'm really excited about. With the Piston Peak area, we got 2 rides, which I'm excited. And they're doing a lot of rides that will be height friendly, so you mean that's age friendly. Like the Encanto ride, I believe, is age friendly. So that's going to be incredible. Coco out in Disneyland, a boat ride is going to be age friendly. So that's really nice that the whole family can enjoy these new rides that are coming to the Walt Disney World and to the Disney company all throughout the world. So I'm kind of excited about that. But there was a lot of confusion for me because we didn't get a lot of dates. We got what's happening, what it's going to look like, but didn't get a lot of dates. We know Monstropolis is 2027 is going to be the front part. So we're going to get the Glob Theater. We're going to get that pizza place. Hey, we're getting a pizza place again. And Harryhausen's, and then a gift shop over in that area. Hopefully it all opens at once. Or they could phase open that as well. So we got to remember that. Then the roller coaster ride, they're still working on that. So that'll be probably 2028 before we see that open, which is kind of smart because then when you stagger stuff, people have to come back to see it. So that's how we're going to get Monstropolis and all that. But I am excited because the show, that what they're putting in the Glob Theater, I think that looks incredible. So I'm very excited about the show and everything. So can't wait to see all that. And it's 2027. And then they announced the Carousel of Progress was also 2027. Late spring or summer. So it's 2027, which I'm excited about. It's one of my favorite attractions. I like to sit down and watch the attractions. That's why I like Tiki Birds. The Tiki Room. Yeah, I got to get that Tiki Bird. Has anybody seen that Tiki Bird that they're selling for $249? Got to find one of those. But off subject. When the Carousel of Progress comes back, it starts in the 60s. And we have new voices. Bryan Cranston will be the father. And Jamie Lee Curtis will be the mother. So that is going to be awesome. Can't wait to see what they do with that ride and how they bring that up. And speaking of Carousel of Progress, since it started in Disneyland, one of the big announcements was they are going to redo Tomorrowland in Disneyland in time for the 75th anniversary of Disneyland, which I think is incredible. And if you've noticed, they've already started on some stuff like Buzz Lightyear, all that front area. So I think it's going to be ready. We would love to see the People Mover back. I mean, everybody wants to see that People Mover back. Heck, I would just like to see it run. I don't think I ever seen that thing run. So, that was pretty exciting. That was towards the end, almost to the end of the presentations. Let's see, what else did they... Oh, we got a new land coming. They gave it a spectacular name. And I think it was because that's what everybody was calling it. Villain's Land. It's called Villain's Land. I mean, they went out on a stretch for that one. But it looks exciting. And I'm telling you, the artwork made everything look fantastic. So I was really excited about that. We know of 2 rides. But I think they really hinted at another ride with the Cruella de Vil. That's just me. I think there's going to be 3 rides back there now that they brought Cruella out there and she made it a big spectacle of how could she not have a ride. I mean, just think about it. They could do a car ride or like a spinning, just like a flying cars or something. I don't know, but they could do a smaller attraction for Cruella de Vil back there. That would bring us 3 rides back there. But no dates. No dates were given for Piston Peak. No dates were given for Villain's Land. Now, if they were, and I'm mistaken, I want you guys to let me know. But a lot of dates were not given. In the Americas, no dates were really given. And that may be a phased opening as well. But the carousel... in the Americas, I hope they sell each one of the characters that they used for the ride, the animals in the carousel. They better make plushies. They better make statues. They have a Hehe that a ride. They have a Pua. They have an Eeyore. They have 22 different carousel animals. And if merchandise doesn't jump on these and make pins, blind boxes, all that good stuff, that's a missed opportunity. So we haven't gotten anything really solid there. And it was really, to me, it was a little lackluster. Maybe because I wasn't there. I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of TikToks and everything, but people going crazy with announcements. Oh, they're fixing the Yeti, screaming, hollering. And I was like, why is this such excitement? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I don't worry about the Yeti being broken. I would have rather seen some World Showcase announcements. Nothing. No new countries coming that we know of yet. I would have liked to have seen another resort maybe announced. Nothing. Nothing's coming yet. They did make some cruise announcements, which I thought was incredible. And today... during Sunday when I'm filming this early in the morning, they're going to have the cruise line panel. So hopefully I can find that somewhere to watch it live because I'm really interested in the cruise line. I mean, as you guys can tell right up there, interested in the cruise line. So we'll get back to the cruise line. So there was a lot of stuff that wasn't announced that we thought was going to be announced. So, you know, we'll see. How did you guys feel? Did any of y'all watch it last night? Did you see it? Did you stay up to watch it? Were you waiting for a big announcement that you thought was coming that wasn't coming? There was a lot of people putting out all kinds of... A lot of people thought World Showcase countries. At least one, if not two. A lot of people thought that. But it did not happen last night. So we shall have to wait to see if they're going to do the only thing they made in a big announcement with EPCOT. And I'm sorry. I mean, I understand. I'm just sorry. The Dreamfinder is coming back. Now, they said the Dreamfinder and Figment, they never really said they're overhauling it or giving it a new ride. Does that mean he's just going to now start walking around with Figment again? And that's what we get? Are they redoing the ride? Is that what we get? And then Spaceship Earth. A lot of people are saying they're taking Spaceship Earth down for 2 years to redo the whole thing. They didn't say that last night. They're going to reimagine some stuff, but they didn't say it's going to get a full reboot. And a lot of people are assuming this is what this means. I ain't going to believe anything until I see it happening. And I think they will definitely go into Spaceship Earth and give it some love and attention that it needs and change some of the scenes and add to some of the scenes. But I don't think it's going to be what everybody's thinking. I know it's going to have a new theme. So that could help. You know, you might lose the garage scene with Wozniak. So there's going to be some different scenes. But I do not think it's going to be a major... Well, maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. Down at least a year. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, and I just jumped off track because I was thinking about Space Mountain. They didn't say a word about Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. All the speculation. Not a word about Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. Now, they can be saving a lot of stuff because remember, if you remember the last D23 2 years ago, they had a great D23, announced all this, announced all that. And then that Monday, they announced, oh, by the way, to get Piston Peak, we're taking away Rivers of America. Remember that? That came out Monday. I think when everybody was traveling, they kind of slid that under the wire. But so there may be more announcements coming out this week. We don't know as of yet. The other thing I did notice is Haunted Mansion will not be a part of the Villains Land. From the model and everything that they showed at D23, there's actually a Piston Peak restroom right behind the Haunted Mansion. That's what that building was being built. It wasn't a restaurant or anything like that. It's a restroom, and it's designed and modeled for Piston Peak. So like Galaxy's Edge over there that has the Star Tours not in Galaxy's Edge, we're going to have a Haunted Mansion not in Villains Land. But that kind of makes sense because, honestly, Haunted Mansion is a different kind of genre than the Villains. So I can see why they didn't incorporate that in there. So we got that coming up. But the cruise line is the one I really want to talk about. We love to cruise, as you can see up there. You got all these here. But they announced the Believe. The Believe is coming. And Tinkerbell will be on the front of the ship. And Buzz and Woody will be on the back of the ship, aft, right? That's the aft. And it's got the Believe and everything. Buzz and Woody will be there. But the interior, which they showed it inside because they showed us our icon that's going to be in the lobby, is right there. Moana. Michelle made these for our very first Disney cruise aboard the Dream. And Moana will be in the lobby. And if you looked closely at the pictures of Moana, They kind of gave you a hint. It looks like it's going to be a Polynesian Southern Seas feel inside. So me and Jeffrey were talking last night, and I was like, I wonder if now they're going to move to, because this will be the 4th ship in this Triton series. The Wish, the Destiny, the Treasure, and the Believe. The Destiny and Treasure have the Haunted Mansion parlor bars. And then the Wish has the Star Wars parlor bar. So what are we going to give the Believe? So I think, and I was telling Jeffrey, which we're going to find out more on, hopefully today, if I can see that panel. I think it's going to maybe be a nod to the Skipper's Canteen or the Adventurers Society, have that kind of bar and lounge on that ship. Because if you look at those pictures of Moana's statue and you look at the railings and you look at the stairs, it would fit that whole theme. This is all about believing in dreams, believing in family, believing in whatever you want to believe in. This is what this ship is about. And I cannot wait to ride this boat, our ship. I honestly think, since the Wish is going over to Europe for a little bit, I think the Believe is coming to Port Canaveral. And I think the Believe will take over the 7-day cruises, and the Treasure will become the new 3 and 4 night cruise, which I am hoping, because I want to be on the Treasure. But the 7-day cruise, it's just hard for us with vacation and all that. I know why they love 7-day cruises, but for a lot of working folks, it is very hard to take a 7-day cruise. So I would hope they would both flop the Believe in the Treasure at Port Canaveral and have those 2 ships there, because what they announced was San Diego West Coast will be getting a lot more cruise dates, and I believe they're going to keep the Magic and Wonder over there. They're not going to bring them back and forth through the Panama Canal. They're going to leave them over on the West Coast, and they'll also do the Alaska trips. So those will be the 2 ships for the West Coast. And then we're going to have the Destiny and the Dream down in Fort Lauderdale. And then we're going to have the Treasure, the Believe. What else is going to be up there? Or no, Fantasy's up here. We could have 3 here. Or they're going to put 2 here and 2 down in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to see. Maybe during today's announcement, we're going to see. But really excited for the cruise line stuff. I mean, they're going to have 13 ships by 2030. And they're going to announce a new size of a ship between the Dream, the Fantasy, the Wish, the Treasure, the Believe. Now remember, everybody thinks those are the biggest ships, but the Fantasy and the Dream are only 5 rooms smaller than the Treasure, the Wish, the Destiny, and the Believe. So they're not that much bigger than those. So we're going to get a size ship, and I think they're 4,005 rooms. And then the Magic and Wonder, that's it, Magic and Wonder. We're going to stay over on the West Coast. Magic and Wonder are around 2,500. So I think we're going to get like a 3,500 room ship, a little bit smaller, to go into different locations. And that will be, to start doing smaller ports. That's the one thing me and Michelle are finding difficult with cruising, is the fact that you tend to go to the same places over and over and over. And now we're starting to look for our itineraries. We would love to see a New York cruise. We would love to see a Boston cruise. Anything up in the Northeast, we'd love to see a cruise out of there. Of course, we want to go to Southampton and do the Fjords cruise and the British Isles cruise. I'm just not going to do it on the Wish. I'm not going to do it on the Wish. I'll wait for another ship to go over there. But then you got the Mediterranean. You got all these other locations. You got the Oriental Land Company going to get their own ship. They're going to run that ship. It's going to be a Disney ship, but it's going to be their own. and probably another one after that comes along. So a lot of cruise news. I was excited about that. I waited all night just for the cruise news, because we really have, cruising has become it's just a great vacation. And if you've never done it, I mean, we got a group cruise coming up in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, somewhere in there, 30 days. So it's just one of those vacations you get on the boat and you just be. And it's a great way to vacation. You can go as quickly as you want, fast as you want, here, there, everywhere, meet these people, see this, that. Or you can just sit in your room, look out the window, read a book, and get room service. That's just, it's a vacation you make. So very excited about that. So that was, and then at the very end, they did the big Figment announcement. So hopefully, I'm hoping we would get a new ride, but we don't know. They really didn't say. They just said the Dreamfinder and Figment. They didn't say, you're getting a whole new ride. There was not a lot of specifics, which you never want to make it specific, especially during announcements and stuff, because you don't want to say, hey, we're going to open this in 2027. And then if there's delays, well, early 2028. And then, so I can understand why a lot of dates weren't given and a lot of stuff like that wasn't given. But I want to know from you guys, and I really need you to leave some comments down here, because I like to interact with you guys. And, if you're not yet a fellow traveler, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, hit this little QR code right up here, however you want to do it. I want to thank the members once again. I hope you guys are enjoying your members-only videos. Hope you enjoyed the Tiki Room. That was a hard one to film because it was so dark, but I hope you enjoyed that. So thank you, members. We really do appreciate all the extra support that you give the channel. And I want more interaction from you guys. Come on. I know who's going to comment every time. We need some more comments. Tell me, Todd, you're crazy. They made a lot of great announcements and you just didn't want to listen to them. Maybe. I don't know. I just didn't think there was that big of a deal that some of these TikTokers and other YouTubers are just going crazy over. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But see, that's me. It's like food. Just because you may like the burger doesn't mean I like the burger. It's just like the same way. Just because you love, Journey into Imagination and Figment and the Dreamfinder, it's not a big deal to a lot of people. They just keep giving us Figment. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to be honest. But I love the mouse. I want more of the mouse. And they don't give us all that. So I could be, I want my mouse. But, so where's Donald? Give me more Donald. I need Donald. Where's his ride? Where's Donald Duck's ride? I know it's in Mexico over there. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to go and enjoy my cup of coffee. I'm going to go inside and see if I can find anything about the cruise line presentation. And just hope everybody's had a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for traveling along with us and being part of our traveling families. And travelers, like we always say, until next time, travel and adventure and a great cup of coffee are out there.